Shalom, shalom, shalom. How you doing? And for my Detroit family, what up, though? This is Sister India, a.k.a. Yapaga Barbara, Walk the Beautiful Warrior Spirit. And I got a little something on my mind today, too. Now, if you hear a little bit of wind or some stuff going on in the backyard, I'm recording this from Shady Side Park in Mount Clemens. Beautiful park. Don't go there, though, because if you go there, it's not going to be low-key no more. I'm just joking. I'm kind of serious, but I'm joking. All right, anyway. Patience of Job. Patience of Job. So I read the book of Job probably about 2 months back. And, a lot of us, we don't understand the degree of patience that Job really had, Man, Job was very patient. Very, very, very patient. Very, very patient. And I keep putting emphasis on that because the things that he had to endure, most of us we'd have been folded. For real. Just think about this. Like, basically, in the Bible, the book of Job tells us it starts from, the enemy taking counsel and going to court. And basically, Father, let me bring it out. Okay. So, basically, before Satan can do anything to us, anything at all, he has to get permission from the Most High, okay? He has to go to the court, okay? When the angels come up and give a report to the Most High, Satan is there too, okay? So just think about that. Anytime you enduring any type of affliction or something bad is happening to you, and of course we like, this is Satan, but it's the Most High that allows it. And there's a scripture for that. Give me a second. I believe it's in Isaiah. I believe it says, I create the good and the evil. Give me a second. Yes. Isaiah 45:7. Okay. In the name of Christ, the Most High and the Holy Spirit, I'm going to get these precepts together. But bear with me. Grow with me. We family and we bearing each other's burden, okay? Isaiah 45 and verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And that's coming from the Most High's mouth. You can't deny that. Anybody sitting there like, well, why would you want to follow a God that do that? Hey, listen. You lack understanding. That's first and foremost. And I'm just saying that as humbly as I can say that. Everything the Most High does and everything that the Most High sends us through is to make us better so that we can learn lessons from it. And if you keep on running to the same thing, that means you have not learned your lesson yet. Okay? I learned that after coming in this walk. If you keep doing the same thing and keep getting the same result, it is time to do something different. Okay? And anyway, and I can also go to Job chapter 1, where it talks about Satan going basically to ask the Most High for permission to us, So it says, there is a man, this Job chapter 1 verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there was born unto him 7 sons and 7 daughters. Okay, so he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. I'm thinking way faster than I'm reading, so let me slow down. So he had 10 children, okay. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen. and 500 she-donkeys, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. So Job was rich, and everybody knew who Job was. He was of high stature, okay? And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent a call for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with him. And it was so, when the days of their feasting was gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So basically, what this is saying is, his children was living sinfully, okay? And Job was going and praying and giving supplications and burnt offerings to the Most High, or, to God on their behalf. And just to give a little bit more understanding, we don't have to do that kind of stuff no more. We don't have to do burnt offerings or nothing like that. Because at that time, the law of sacrifice was still in place. This was before Christ. And Christ was the one that took away the law of sacrifice. So for anybody out there saying the law went away with Christ, the only law that left with Christ was the law of sacrifice. The other ones still stand. Okay? Christ was our sacrifice, because we wouldn't be in a position where we would have our own cattle and stuff, and then we would have been in sin. All right? So, like I said, anybody out there that's saying that the laws is done away with, the only law that would have been done away with was Christ. Shout out to my husband for that. He brought me onto that knowledge about 5 years ago almost. But anyway, so like I said, Job, his children, even though he wanted to be upright according to God, his children didn't. And he was praying and supplicating on behalf of his children. So he did it over and over again. Like he said, thus did Job continually. That's what he did in verse 6. It says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High, and Satan came also among them. So when it says the sons of God, it's talking about the angels. The angels walk the earth all day long, protecting us, writing down, watching what we're doing. So even when you think you're alone, you are never alone. I'm not alone right now. My angel right behind me, writing all this down. And I love you. I love my angel. But that angel is always behind us, always writing down, what we doing, what we saying, how we operating out here, so that in the evening, and that's why, Father, forgive me, I have to get better with getting that evening prayer in, because that prayer is important. That's the very last thing you want before the angel send your report up for the day. Okay? Says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So, like I said, when the angels go and go in front of the Most High to give the report, Satan is with them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So it said, the Lord High said, Satan, what you doing here? And he said, from walking around in the earth, because it says, your adversary, the devil, like a roaring lion, is walking about seeking whom he may devour. I think that's Peter, 1 Peter. But I'm going to keep reading verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? Now look, pay attention to this. Pay attention to that part. The enemy was looking around trying to find somebody he can afflict. The Most High said, you ever thought about my servant Job? The one that feared me and is perfect and upright, don't do no evil, and it ain't no other man walking this earth that's like him? Have you thought about him? Now that's not the Most High saying, well, go mess with Job. Okay? He's saying that to prove, okay, wait, let me scratch that. He is saying, go mess with Job. But he's not saying that because he wants anything bad to happen to Job. It's layers to this. The Most High is saying these things because, for one, he wanted to prove to Satan that you're not going to turn my servant from me. And he also wants to prove Job's faith. So it's proof going on in both areas. The Most High is proving the point. Oh man, that's why it says that his thoughts are not ours, because on the surface it looks like something completely different than what it really is. And that's why you always want to dig deeper. But I'm getting off topic, so I will keep on going. It says, verse 8, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered and said, doth Job fear God for naught? So here we go. Satan like, he don't fear you for nothing. This is Satan talking. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So, they placing a bet on Job. The Most High bets on us, y'all. Okay? Satan said, look, I bet you he do fear you. I bet you he is upright. I bet you he is perfect. You done made this man rich. Soon as you touch his riches, he gonna turn his back on you. Now listen to what the Most High said. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. So, that's the Most High saying. He like, all right, well look, take everything from him. Take everything from him. All that he got. But don't touch him. Because Satan would have killed Job if he could. Now think about that. Think about that. The Most High said, go ahead, take everything that I gave him away. But don't touch my servant. Verse 13. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys feeding beside them. And the Sabeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. All right. So basically it says, and there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. So they was having a party. All the siblings was having a party. And a messenger came unto Job and said his oxes and his donkeys was destroyed basically. And the servants that was helping, that was in charge of dealing with that, they died too. And he was the only one that was escaped. They got away to be able to tell Job what happened. Now imagine that. Let's think about this from a modern standpoint. You a farmer, and all the animals and stuff that you have in your farm get burnt up. Or even more relative, you have a job, and out of nowhere your job blow up or catch on fire and you out of work. And that's the only job, that's the only plant, the only place you could work at is gone. And all your co-workers gone. And all your bosses, your favorite supervisors, all these people you done built the relationship, they dead. And even worse, you ain't gonna have no money to take care of your family. And your homie just so happened to not go to work the same day you had the day off. And he calling like, yeah, man, everybody dead. And the plant on fire. We got to start looking for another job, man. Crazy, right? But listen, it gets deeper. Keep listening. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven and have burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am alone have escaped to tell thee. So something else happened. This is one of those situations where every time one thing go wrong, everything else start going wrong too. That's what this is happening. Keep listening. And while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away. Yea, and the slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. In verse 18, while he was yet speaking, there came also another that said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I am only escaped alone to tell thee. So listen to that right quick. Not only did this man just lose all of his cattle, all of his servants, but a storm came and knocked the house over and killed all his kids. So his kids died too. Okay? Then Job rose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped. Peep that. All of that bad news Job got. All of that bad news that Job got. Okay. He basically humbled himself. He took off his nice clothes. He shaved his head and fell out on the ground and started worshiping the Most High. And he said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. So man, listen, after losing all of that, and come on, you know how emotional folks get about their babies. I'm a mother, man. I am a mother of 4. If somebody called me and told me all 4 of my babies died, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would give up the ghost too. I would be broken. Okay? But I can't even really say that because I lost a child. I lost my daughter. I had her at 19 weeks gestation. And a lot of people hear that and it's like, oh, that's not. Nah, it is. Arms, legs, the whole 9 yards. Sat there and looked at my child take a breath. I watched her smile in response to me talking to her. I left for 1 second and came back. My baby was gone. Out of here. Because the nurse that was in the room opened the blanket up on my child. Hey, but she played her part. I ain't tripping on that. And don't y'all sit over there getting all sorrowful for me because I'm not worried about it. My baby with me every single day. All right? Every day, all day. In my heart, in the spirit. My baby came to this earth to serve her purpose. Her purpose just wasn't as long as everybody else. All right? So don't y'all sit there in y'all hearts being sad for me. Because I'm not sad. Let's get back to the point. Job basically said, hey, I came on this earth without nothing. I'm going to leave without nothing too. He said, and naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. So no matter how hard it got, Job did not sin. He didn't use that as an excuse to become sinful. And he didn't start mocking the Father. He didn't say, why, God? Why? He didn't say that. He said, blessed be the Lord. That's some powerful stuff right there. And read, I ain't gonna, we would be all day. Job went through, man, listen. He lost everything. And not only did he lose everything, the whole community knew who he was. So think about that. When a dude that everybody knew to have all this money, that was flashy, that had the best cars, the best women, all these different things, go from being high up to down, everybody started talking junk on him. Oh man, he a bum now. Or he this. Oh, he that. Man, I don't know what happened to so-and-so. He used to be that guy. He used to have this, that. He ain't got none of that no more. And then when you read the testaments of Job, because when you read the books of Job, it's giving perspectives of all the things that his friends was trying to get to him and tell him. You know, the enemy used the closest people to you when you being tested to knock you off your path and to plant seeds in your head to have you doubting the Most High. So you got to be, man, when you going through a storm, even if the person mean well, because a lot of the time people only be saying stuff because they mean well. Perfect example. When a woman having issues with her husband and her family or a friend gets sick and tired of seeing their friend or their cousin or their sister hurting, and they say, look, you need to go ahead and just leave this, bro, man. Y'all been going through this for this amount of time. Just let it go. That woman be like, nope. I chose that man. I'm still beside him. It's the same situation. They was doing the same thing back then. I'm talking about you was the closest people to you to destroy what the Father got for you. That's no lie. But through all of that, Job endured everything. I'm talking about this man was covered in boils. It was bad. It was bad. Boy, he got covered from all the way. His entire body was covered in boils. His health got messed up. So mind you, this is a guy that lost all his riches. He lost all his kids. Not only did he lose his riches, but he got covered in boils and scars and stitches and all type of stuff. And then from there, and when I wish I had the Testament of Job and could get to it right now, but I can't. But read that, man. Let people read the Testament of Job, because the Bible's perspective is like an outside looking in, but the Testament of Job is Job telling what he went through and how this stuff happened and how he was able to endure through these things. There's a lot of wisdom in the Testament of Job. So get that record and read it for real. But in the Testament of Job, even his wife told him to curse the Most High. His wife had went into town. Now, mind you, they humiliated because him and her had a good life. And then she all hurting and stuff because she just lost her kids. All 10 of her kids dead. They broke. And she was working for this royal family or whatever. And whoever it was she was working for was paying her in food, but the devil ended up getting him and telling her, well, look, I can only give you enough for you, but not enough for that man. So at that point, she ain't had no choice but to beg, because she like, I'm working triple double overtime to try to feed both of us, try to support both of us, and now I can't do it. She goes into the town, and it's a merchant. This merchant had the devil in him. Or her. Whoever. Can't remember it. But this merchant had the devil in him. And she goes to the merchant and begs, like, listen, I don't have enough money to get, but I have to feed myself and I have to feed my husband. If I don't feed myself and my husband, I need help. Okay? And the merchant said, okay, sell me your hair then. Sell me your hair then. And she like, my hair? He's like, yeah. She said, all right, take my hair. Shaved her head in front of the whole community. And the whole community mocked her. Like, ain't that Job's wife? Did she just have to sell her hair for food? They was rich. Ooh, I didn't know it was that bad. Lord have mercy. Now, because of that, she was humiliated. Think about that. Our hair is our crown, ladies. So I'm thinking about that. I'm putting myself in that situation. And I'm like, yeah, that's humiliating. I come from having all these blessings and I just lose them for no reason. I know I haven't done nothing wrong. My husband is sick. I'm stressed out because he's sick. And he keep on laying here saying all these different things. What kind of God do we got that's going to allow all this stuff to happen to my husband and he ain't did nothing? This is Job's wife's thoughts. And when she was walking back to the house to get Job his food, these is all the seeds that the enemy was putting in her. He just kept whispering in her ear. Because that voice in your head ain't your voice, okay? Anything negative that's in your head, that's the voice of Satan, okay? And anything positive in your head, that's the Holy Spirit and the Most High. Your thoughts are not yours, okay? Your thoughts are either Satan or the Most High. So the whole time she walking, Satan just in her head. Man, you taking care of this man. You don't even have enough to really take care of him. You don't even really have enough to take care of this man. You done gave your hair up for him and it still ain't gonna be enough. He need to just go ahead and curse the Most High and just die already. These is her thoughts. She get in the house, she get to talking crazy, and that's why we got to be mindful of our emotions, myself included, sisters. She get in the house, she tell Job, I done lost my hair messing around with you. I done did all this stuff trying to help you, all because you want to be faithful to God. This the same God that killed our kids. This the same God that took all of our money. This the same God that did this and that. This is the same God that did all these things. Why don't you just do us all a favor, curse God, and die? That's what that woman told her husband. That is what that woman told her husband. And Job, because he had understanding, he like, okay, I know what this is. I know who this is. Baby, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not mad at you for saying that. Now, hold up. His car is coming. I was walking across the bridge. I'm going to go on back over because there's a lot of traffic right there and I don't want all that in the background. But, yeah. That's what she said. And Job still knew. He still didn't curse God. Think about this. It probably was years, even decades of him being sick. In his testament, he said he was laying on a dung hill. Do you know what dung is? Dung is boo-boo. It's doo-doo, okay? He was laying on top of a hill full of doo-doo, covered in boils, sick, broke, a little bit hungry, and covered in maggots. And when the maggots fell off of him, guess what he did? He said, hey, you get back right there. That's not where the Father wants you. You get back where you was at. Yeah. It's that deep, y'all. And if y'all ain't willing to go through this for the Most High, you ain't ready for the Most High. Because that means you're more concerned with you than you are the Most High. And it takes patience. For years, things was just going wrong. Everything that could possibly go wrong for years. It went wrong. And Job not one time said, why me, Lord? And for a second, Job did towards the end. He like, why am I being afflicted like this? Because for a second, hey, listen, don't think a weak point don't happen where you get tired and the enemy almost get it. He like, look, I'm tired. Lord, why? What I do to deserve this? But who knows? Who knows, you know? This was the Most High proving his point to Satan. All of this was for the greater good of the Most High getting the glory. So even in that weak point, Job had to snap back into reality like, whoop, hold up, tripping. My God got me. And all of this that's happening to me is happening for a reason. It's happening to serve a wonderful, more better purpose. So I'm going to keep on enduring. And that's what he did. And finally, everything turned around. And the Most High gave him more for not sinning and not blaspheming him, saying, skip you, God. I don't need you. I hate you, God. Because some of us, there's people in this world that do that. I had a family member that did that. I'm effed up because of God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have all these problems. So F God. Yeah. And she almost, she halfway into dementia as we speak. Oh yeah. People be out here doing that, cursing God. Shoot, y'all do it on social media, on TikTok, making all these videos thinking y'all cute and y'all funny. This one gonna go a little bit over today because I'm at 29 minutes, but I'm gonna keep on going. I try to keep it at an hour or less to keep y'all engaged with me and so y'all don't, lose interest so quick. But if I gotta keep going a little bit, I'm gonna keep on going. But oh yeah. So anybody out there that's talking crazy to God because stuff ain't going the way you need it to go, you need to check yourself. You need to repent and just let the Father take the wheel. Let the Father take the wheel, because we not in control. He's in control of everything. So if there's any plan that you yourself have in mind, if there's any plan that you yourself have in mind, you need to cancel that and get in touch and talk to the Most High so He can show you His plan, because He got plans for us. And in Jeremiah 29:11, He said He know His thoughts for us, thoughts of good and not evil. So nothing that the Most High put you through is for your bad. It's to make you better and to make you ready to receive whatever wonderful thing it is that He got for you. And that's period. That's all around the board. Sisters, brothers, family, everybody. All of us. The Father do not want bad stuff to happen to you. That's why one of the worldly terms is the Father gives His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers. That is true, because a lot of stuff that a lot of us done been through, people would not be able to deal with it. I hear it all the time. Ooh, you better than me because I wouldn't have did that. Ooh, you better. You right, I am better than you. You here nailed it right on the head. I'm very much better than you. Shoot. And I ain't saying that to be boastful. First off, I didn't say that, you did. Let's be clear. You pointed out that I'm better than you because I did something that you yourself admitted that you would not do. I'm just being me, and I'm gonna always be me. Nobody, not a soul walking this earth, can take me away from being the me that the Most High created me to be. All right? So, step outside yourself. Even when people you love are coming against you, and it seems like you need to cut them people off, endure them, for real. I can't remember the scripture, but it is one that says, endure all men, especially them that are of the faith. So we're supposed to be patient with everybody. The worldly people, the people who are not called, Israelites or people of color, and even more so, the people that's in the same faith as us. We can't be so quick to write people off because of an offense. All right? And I'm cutting myself while I say that, because it is people that have done things to me that I was like, I don't ever want to talk to or deal with again. But I know better now, so I gotta do better. All right? If whatever part you did wrong, you apologize for, okay? You apologize for it. You do your part. Own up to the things that you did wrong. And if they accept it, you gained it, brother, which that's in Matthew 18. Go to your brother alone and let him know the offense or what it was, that caused whatever. And if they listen to you, you done gained a brother. That's your friend. They love you. But if you tell them and they don't want to listen, bring them in front of 2 or 3 witnesses and plead your case some more. Okay, now I tried to talk to you about this by yourself. Now I need to talk to you about this in front of other people. This, that, and the third. If they still don't want to hear, then you take it to the church. Elder, deacon, bishop, so-and-so and so. I'm bringing this to you because I'm trying to reconcile this and make this right. And this person not trying to listen. And if they still don't listen, don't keep on trying to take it into your own hands. Just, leave them alone. And, it says they'll be considered a publican or whatever. But don't use that as a guise to turn the evil eye. If you go through all the steps that the Most High told you to take, you did your part. You owned up to the things that you did wrong. You did your part. If they still don't want to listen, you can't do nothing about that. Only the Most High can change their heart. All of us is in the hands of God because He's the one that created us. So if a person don't want to own up to the things that they did, that's their business. That is their business. All right? That's between them and the Father. But it's up to us as brethren not to keep on pushing, not to keep on trying to plead your case, not to keep on doing all that stuff. Pray for them, fast for them, and wait on the Most High to be glorified, because if it be the Most High's will, that person will change. That's the truth. I done seen it a million times over. I done been able to reconcile relationships like that. And some of the very people that I had all these different, well, I ain't gonna say all these different, but the very person that I had an issue with is one of my favorite people in my whole circle. My husband told me that, like, y'all might end up being cool at the end of the day. And he was right. We can't, if you cut a person off and don't give them no room to come back and admit that they're wrong, and even if they don't admit that they're wrong, like I said, that's between them and God. They might not admit it to you, but they might admit it to God. What a person talk about with God is nobody's business but theirs and God's. Okay? Always have that same mercy and forgiveness that you want the Most High to have with you. You want the Most High to forgive you for the fact that you used to be out here thotting around. You want the Most High to forgive you for all the people that you was killing when you was a dope dealer. So how come you can't forgive this person for saying something to you in the wrong way, or for stealing from you, or for lying to you? Why you can't forgive them for that? It's hard. Believe me, it's hard, but it can be done. We supposed to give our burdens to the Most High. We supposed to give our burdens to the things that we can't fix. It's not for us to fix. It's for the Most High to fix. We got to get that to Him. Okay? It was another scripture that I wanted to get into, but I forgot about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. It wasn't meant to come out. All right? It just wasn't. Okay? All right, well, I'm not going to talk y'all to death. I done already went about 7 minutes over where I usually go. But I hope that this is edifying to somebody, and I hope somebody listens. I hope this reaches somebody and gets you through whatever situation you're dealing with, because you have to think outside of yourself. It's not about us. I had to learn that too. It's not about me and what I want. It's God's will. He's in charge. And the more you try to force things into your way, the more He's going to show you He's the one in charge. So with that being said, I love y'all. I'm praying for everybody. Y'all pray for me. And may the Most High be with y'all. And by the Most High, I mean God of the Bible. I am. Exodus chapter 3, verse 13 through 15. And read 16 too, since I was just about to say that. Everybody, peace, blessings, and all that good stuff to you. Take care.